Have you been contacted by any member of the musicians?
I have not been contacted by a single musician.
Have you reconsidered your decision to resign?
No, sir, I have not reconsidered it a bit.
What will happen if some kind of settlement is not reached?
Well, the Dallas Symphony was in existence before I was active in the Dallas Symphony, and I would hope that the Dallas Symphony would be in existence long after I'm gone. I just am completely convinced that I cannot get the funds, and I'm speaking now in the first person singular, that I am not capable of getting the funds to keep the Dallas Symphony in existence if the Dallas Symphony does not set itself right with the public in the city of Dallas.
How can they do that, sir?
All they have to do is just tell the simple truth that they use very poor judgment in refusing to play that 1-hour concert at the Cotton Bowl the other night, and that they're sorry that they use such poor judgment. And then I don't think there's anybody in the community that wouldn't understand that anybody can make an honest mistake, and that, in my opinion, would be the end of it. And then when I went out to get funds, I would not be confronted by the antagonism with which I am being confronted today.
Is there any possibility of immediately renegotiating this clause in the contract, ironing out the wrinkles, figuring out what the fair problem is, and let's get on with making the music?
Patsy, I don't think that has anything to do with the question of raising the money. We can settle the problems between the orchestra and the management in 10 minutes. Wouldn't take 10 minutes to settle the problems between the orchestra and the management. That's not the question. The question is, how do you convince the public that the orchestra has not done them dirt so the public will support them? That's the only question.
Yet the point we all seem to keep missing is that this clause is in the contract, management did agree to it, and that it has been invoked by the musicians before, so this doesn't come as a shock.
Doesn't come any shock to
why
me.
The musicians are constantly, getting the brunt of the whole thing.
John, it doesn't come as a shock to me, it comes as a shock to the public.
Well, why wasn't the management prepared for it? Last year, a concert was partially canceled, a work on it because McFarland was not warm enough to play in. It seems to me the management, knowing this provision, would have had someone down there to see that the auditorium was warm so that the rehearsal could have gone forward.
John, the management in that particular case did everything it could to get McFarland warm, and the orchestra running around with a thermometer, and the contract says 68 degrees and the temperature is 67 degrees, and they say we won't play, is a bunch of children. Now, I mean, the management is not innocent of things, but that's childish. And I mean, this is beside the point. It has nothing to do with the problem. Absolutely beside the point.
I may feel that the rule is childish too, but the point is it's in the contract.
Oh, there are lots of things in contracts that have got to be interpreted in the light of what makes sense. And what made sense that night was to play the concert for the public, and the next morning they could fight till the cows came home with the management. But don't take it out on Dallas. Don't take it out on the public. Don't take it out on the hands that feed you. The management doesn't feed you.
This business of outdoor problems has arisen before. Is there no provision, or has there been any discussion in the contract for covering the orchestra or for heating, since we have an expanding program?
Let me answer that, Patsy. Let me just answer that for you. First of all, we have had a number of outdoor concerts where the weather was bad, and we have moved those concerts indoors, just as we did the Main Street, One Main Place concert. We moved it indoors. There is no intention on the part of anybody to do anything that would hurt the musicians or hurt their instruments. We're well aware of that.
How does all of this affect your services or possible continued services with the Dallas Symphony? And could you lean into the microphone just a little bit?
Come over here.
Well, the reason I'm here is the simple fact that I think that this whole incident has been overblown, and it's completely out of proportion now. And I realized back in Philadelphia that this could really be the demise of the Dallas Symphony. And if there's anything I can do, I will, to prevent that. I'm not going to let it happen, whether I am the conductor next season or somebody else is. Because personally, and I know many people disagree with me, I think the public in this city wants a major symphony orchestra. And if they lose it, they can go back to their frontier days. I'll do my best not to let that happen.